Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a interesting perspective on Talladega and the Alabama 300 here. As always, up in the booth, my name is Hunter Foley, and tonight, for a special edition of the Knapp Daddy Cup series, you have our very own Jonathan Smith and our very own Baker Knapp down on the track. So to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes of what's going on up here, we have a little bit of a low car count. We have some guys that are unable to make the race for the rest of the season. So we have a little bit of a low car count here, but we do still have a lot of your favorite drivers out here on the track and still out here battling for a playoff. So what we're going to do is we are going to have John and Baker out on the track. They're actually going to be racing along with these other guys. So you'll kind of be able to get the perspective on the track of what these guys are feeling, what these guys are going through while they're out here racing, especially at a tough track like Talladega. And then here in the next couple of days, we will go over the actual race itself and give you more of what you would consider to be like your normal broadcast, your normal Knapp Daddy Racing stream like you would typically see. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more interesting to see for tonight, but I still think this is going to be really, really interesting. You're still going to have a lot of your favorite drivers out here battling for the points here as we start to close up the playoffs here. As we said before, this is the Alabama 300 here at Talladega Superspeedway. This is our second race of the playoffs here in the Knapp Daddy Cup Series. Thank you to each and every one of you that is tuning in with us. And I think we got 9 people already out there. Saw all the comments that were asking where the stream was. And gotta admit, made us feel a little bit warm and fuzzy that people were looking forward to the stream. But this is the second race of our playoffs here. We are figuring out the rest of the schedule and how we're going to get this figured out, since we're going to have a little bit of a lower car count here over the next couple of weeks to finish out this season. But got a lot of plans in the works, got a lot of things that we're thinking about doing for our upcoming seasons as well. And I think it's going to be, all in all, a really great time. And in the meantime, bring a little extra content, bring a little flavor, put a little salt and pepper on things, and we'll just see how it goes. We're kind of playing it by ear just as much as everybody else is, so we appreciate everybody being patient with us and sticking with us through the process. But I guess with that being said, John, Baker, how's the track feeling?
It feels like Talladega.
There we go. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a unique night tonight, just trying to get some car count up. Might have to revise a little bit of this playoff stuff, but it's going to be strictly a POV view tonight. I want to make sure that we do have some kind of stream up here, but we also want to make it worth it for these drivers, these playoff drivers, to have some other cars in there. So we're going to fill in tonight, hop into the field, and we'll be going from a POV view tonight. So you will be seeing a view that looks something like this throughout the night.
You'll be lining up on the inside. As of right now, we're short of making it.
And then Hunter is going to be commentating over top of this as well, talking about some things about the track. And as we go along, we're going to be pulling over some of your favorite drivers to be talking here in the broadcast booth with us, just so you get another perspective of how things are going with other cars and where everybody's at. And like you said, we will be doing an actual live stream, or a not live stream. We'll be doing a stream for this race with an actual view of all the cars and everything, and that will be put out either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on time constraints and how things go.
I think it'll still be interesting. I think it'll still be fun to watch. I think it'll be interesting to kind of see the perspective. So for those that maybe are a little bit more unfamiliar with the Knapp Daddy racing process and how these things have gone, but we actually kind of got our start in the racing scene before we even started broadcasting, really. We got our start on TikTok and YouTube doing like actual racing streams where I've been John's spotter for a long time. We've done broadcasts before where we were watching, me and John were watching Baker race, but a lot of the streams have been me up in the spotter booth and John down on the track, and that was kind of how we got our start and how we kind of got into the iRacing scene in the first place. And so it's, in a weird way, kind of back to the roots a little bit, I guess, for us, because this is how it all kind of got started. This is what we still do. This would be a very similar setup to what we do on our TikTok channel, other than on our TikTok channel, I'd be specifically spotting for John. And in this case, John's out on the track, Baker's out on the track. I'm not spotting for them. I'm more talking about the race in general, what's going on the track. Also doing race control, making sure that the cautions get thrown, all that good stuff.
It's going to be a wild night for sure. For sure.
Which, speaking of, are we going to do a stage tonight or no?
We do have stages tonight. It is going to be lap 30 and lap 50.
Now, if we tell our race picks, can we influence helping them win?
My race pick, John's race pick for tonight was actually going to be Kinsley Smith, number 15. He had a starting 12th in the points right now, so I'm looking for a good bounce back week for him to come up, drive to the front, and take a win here tonight.
And my pick for tonight was going to be Kirby Lane Scott. I think he's been racing really well here recently as we see the pace car pull off. And we're about to get things underway here at Talladega. I think Kirby's going to do well tonight.
I think all the pressure's on me to make this interesting here and like not have a bad look from the car.
Yeah, kind of is a little bit. As the green flag goes into the air here, we are underway at Talladega for the Alabama 300. So stages are going to be at lap 30 and lap 50.
Yeah, you're going to have to double check the announcements tab for me under Discord, but I'm pretty sure we stuck with 30 and 50. We had a little bit less and we changed it up. Should we go with Greg? That's not even Greg, that's Zachary Baker. We'll go with Zachary, we'll make it interesting here. Work with Trash Panda.
Baker, I think you're back there right now with
Right behind.
Joe Tart.
Yep. I'm just going to ride back here in the back for a little while. Just, you know, kind of
Hang
get
out.
my... Yeah, just I need to hang out because I haven't really ran a race in a while. It's been a minute, so for car count's sake, obviously need to do it, but
As you just heard on the radio, Joe was saying that Baker, if you got to push him, you can.
I know I give him a little bit because we got to catch up.
Yeah, right now I am currently sitting in 10th place behind Dagan Barnes here in that 14 car. I got Zachary Baker up on the high side. Kind of a little bit different little broadcast from inside the car, but I mean, this is exactly how it feels when we do our TikTok broadcasts once or twice, 3 times a week.
It is exactly this. I mean, it's the only difference being that I'm normally up here, like going like, okay, 2 left, 2 right, go high, go low, someone's wrecking. Oh my God, they're dead. And
I'm just complaining a lot more.
John's a lot grumpier. Welcome to the Knapp Daddy Racing TikTok. Which is actually a little bit funny that you bring that up because, you know, we are here at Dega and John, you're pretty on record as being not a very big fan of super speedways.
Oh, I do not like Talladega. This is just a cruising track. We're going to sit here and cruise for a while. I'm shutting the door on Greg McConey there on the high side so he can't squeeze in and get that bottom line running here. But Ooh,
and it's kind of funny, too, because we've been running this league for a little bit now. And again, thank you to everybody that's joined in and made the first part of the season so successful. I mean, we really, really are looking forward to where this thing's going to go and all the opportunities that are kind of being presented here in the next little while. But it is pretty funny because a lot of these guys you've never had the chance to race with before.
I don't think I've raced with any of these guys before. I mean, Greg, yeah, Frank, yeah. But other than that, like, I don't think I've raced with many of these guys. I know we're missing Jake Euler tonight. Kevin Tankos isn't here as well. Kevin works a job where he can only race every other week. So I think Kevin.
You had Dega as 15 and 45.
Under the thing that I typed up today for announcements, the race info.
Oh, race info. I was in announcements.
I probably said announcements earlier. So yeah, so really the whole thing to this tonight, man, is just keeping it clean. There's going to be some checkups like that, but it's really
20 and 50.
20 and 50 for the stages, but we're just going to try to keep it smooth here. Keep it on that bottom line. It's going to be the smallest side of the track. You don't want to really
be blinking out so that I'm the one back here pushing.
Yeah, you don't want to be turning the wheel too much as you're going through these corners. And I mean, you're not going to wear your tires out, but the thing you'll watch out for here is the side draft as Frank Marchese's coming up on my right-hand side in that 24 car with his teammate, Greg McConey. I gotta make sure my mic is loud enough too because I'm sitting a little further away than usual, so I'm kind of talking louder, trying to project across the room.
So what lap is the stage break?
Lap 20.
20.
And you know, Baker, what's crazy about this is tonight we'll be picking up some points.
Eh? Oh boy. My screen just totally went black. Man, that was scary driving into turn 3 at Talladega without a screen on. That's great. Love that.
Baker operating off Windows 96 back there in the pack.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what's going on. At least I'm not near anyone, but I got a spinning wheel. This is great.
Special shout out to Dell Computers.
Oh,
sorry, Gateway Computers. I think is what it was back then.
You see me, right? I
are
towed.
you off the track? Okay.
Yes, I'm off the track.
I saw you bopping around down there, and I got scared for a second. I was like, oh my dear Christ, I'm going to have to throw a caution here. Baker is just blinking out. His hood is up. There's so many things.
Oh, man. That was... I wish you could see what I saw on my screen right there. That was amazing. I was impressed that I didn't wreck going into turn 3, but then I can't wait to... I wonder what you saw on that. So yeah, whenever we go back and watch the stream again, let's mark that down. Lap 5 or 6, you need to watch me.
Baker goes hopscotching through turn 4.
Yeah, and again, we are going to go back and review this whole race, and we'll actually have a full commentary over the race, like a actual broadcast. And that will be put out probably, I'm going to say Wednesday. And if we get it out earlier, we'll undersell and overdeliver.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, because I know we do have some stuff to do tomorrow night as well, so
yeah,
that's going to cut into our broadcasting time, but let's comfortably make it Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sorry for the car count, and sorry for Joe. Oh, man.
Did you hit Joe?
No, I didn't hit Joe, but I was the only car back there.
15 seconds off the pace.
Yeah. So, I here with my meatball, so I'm done.
Hunter, why don't you pull Dagan Barnes in the chat here with us? Let's see what Dagan's up to. If he's by himself up there.
I think he's by himself. I don't want to like distract him from driving now because he's up there in 3rd, but
or you could bring Joe in. Yeah, bring Joe because Joe's back there by himself maybe.
Let us know what you do.
Working on it right now because it's a little bit because I have to drag it all the way down.
Just trying to stir up a little bit of engagement here.
Stir up a little bit of engagement. Probably should have said something in the Discord beforehand, being like, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do," so people aren't just like in the middle of talking to their teammates and all of a sudden, poof.
Yeah, Baker, can you actually say something over the voice chat? Under all
Yeah, and
teams?
also now that I'm out of the race and my guy's in the lead, I can say that I picked Brandon Lopez to win this race.
Yeah, and Brandon Lopez actually messaged me right before this and asked if I can work with him. I told him, yeah, but I'm not on his bumper. But me and Brandon actually raced in a 3-hour Talladega race not too long ago together. We're working really well together. Had some good runs, so I like working with him at super speedways.
Everybody's just kind of single filed right now. I know we got the stage coming up at the end of lap 20, but everyone's just kind of chilling right now. Brandon Lopez still very comfortably at the front of the pack here. He's got Thomas McLaughlin right behind him.
Oh, no.
Had some movement going on up there at the front. Dagan Barnes now in the infield.
I'm kind of glad that we didn't have him in the booth now. That would have been a little embarrassing there. I'm not sure what happened there. I know he went up high, and I figured I could go underneath him.
It looks like he thought that McLaughlin was going to go up high with him. And then McLaughlin decided to cut back down. And then when McLaughlin came back down, Dagan wanted to follow him behind him. I don't think he quite realized that he wasn't clear.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he was not clear of you. Unfortunate. Just a racing incident, though. It happens at Talladega all the time. Spotter got to say clear or not clear.
Let's pull Greg over at least. Well, we'll wait till he's done with the pits here.
Okay.
And
I'll say something over the...
Yeah, tell everybody over it that we are looking to pull people over throughout the race.
Yeah. Hey guys, just letting y'all know that through the race, we'll be pulling people into the lobby for the live stream, especially if it gets single file like that. Hunter will be pulling people into the Discord, so just be heads up for that. Also, Joe, I'm sorry. I blinked out and then also wrecked really bad. It's going to be funny to watch on the stream later, just letting y'all know.
Thanks, Baker. Baker Knapp, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, pit speed down here is going to be 55 miles per hour. We're going to try to ride it up here. Make sure we gear down so we have a good push off at the end. Also, easier to brake.
Hey, Baker, you know you can mute your mic in Discord and then talk to all the drivers?
Yeah, that's what
I thought it was.
Thought you were going for.
Was it not? It was supposed to be muted. Never mind. I set that up a long time ago, and I guess I did not have it right.
So we'll go back and look at that replay really quick, because I know I was involved in that. We're heading to the back of the pack anyways. I'll take the EOL on that one.
You actually want me to give you an EOL?
I'm going to be at the back anyways.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get from a blimp cam here. Yeah, I figured I had a lane on the inside. Actually, it looked like some netcode. Oh, the first one looked like netcode. I'm not sure if he knew he was clear or not. Frank gets into him just a little bit going down the track. Misses him. I don't think he's going to have too much damage. And you have to let me know how the volume sounds for the mic and the audio on stream too, because not entirely sure. And I also left my water bottle on the opposite desk over there. And I have never been more parched.
Oh no.
Sorry, I had to answer a question there. Greg was asking if we were doing the regular cameras for the race tonight.
Cameras. What do you mean?
Like what the normal stream looks like,
Oh,
where it's like the different cameras around the track, like cutting to different parts of the race. And...
yeah, just a POV view. There might be some shakeups with the playoffs, but don't worry, your favorite drivers who already are in the playoffs and are fighting will be rewarded, and they are not going to lose anything from a shakeup in the playoffs. Had a little bit of a mix-up with the car counts and how many people we have, so with only 2 races left, I want to make sure these guys who are up there at the top, who have been in the playoffs and racing good, are going to get what they deserve out of this.
100%. That's what matters.
Another news, I was able to go back and watch my my fantastic wreck that I couldn't see on my screen. It was amazing.
Are you
And
out of the race?
Quite, yeah. I'm meatballed.
Like
I'm out.
Not repairable at all?
Yeah, I mean, literally, he says, too much damage, we're done.
Oh my goodness. We had you in here for the car count, and look at us.
I know. And now, look, I know. I don't know if it's my computer.
To everyone watching at home, like, we very much appreciate you hanging around here and watching. I know this is a little different than what you're used to seeing on a Knapp Daddy Racing stream, which, again, kind of funny because in a lot of ways, if you tuned into like a Knapp Daddy Racing TikTok stream, this is very similar to what you'd be seeing. You'd actually be seeing me and John's faces as well. So for better or for worse, probably for the better, you don't have that tonight. You just have the in-car view of John's car, and you just kind of hear us talking about the race. Again, we are going to be doing, we're saving the replays of this. We're going to go back and do an actual like Knapp Daddy Racing broadcast of the race, so you can kind of get all the different looks and angles of your favorite drivers and all that good stuff. But for tonight, we still wanted to make sure there was something on so people could still follow along with how things were going.
But also
here in the
have
second race of the
enough
playoffs.
cars to make it worth it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because when
Thanks,
we made
Baker.
this decision, there was about 7 to 8 cars.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of a last-second call as the pace car goes off and we get underway racing here on lap 14 of the Alabama 300. Thomas McLaughlin is going to take the green flag here, followed by Brandon Lopez, Ira Kohlhaas. Kirby Wayne Scott is going to be 4th, Greg McConey 5th, Frank Marchese 6th, Kinsley Smith 7th, Zach Baker 8th, Dagan Barnes 9th, our very own John Smith in 10th, and Brandon Massey in 11th. Joe Tardif is going to be 1 lap down in 12th place.
Yeah, and there's really like 2 schools of thoughts here when you're racing at Talladega. Like, we can either stay at the back, and there's benefits and risks to this. We're going to save a lot of fuel back here. You don't have to push as hard, or you can go to the front. It's a little more aggressive, less likely to get caught up in a wreck in front of you. But you're also going to waste more gas if you're way out front. So, gotta kind of pick your poison at Talladega because it does not make favorites.
It does not.
Based on what I saw, even just in those few laps, is fuel mileage is going to play a factor tonight. Some people might be able to run an extra lap or 2 based on, how hard they're pushing throughout the run. If someone's leading and they're, full throttle, 100% on throttle, then it's going to be very difficult to connect every 20 lap segment of this race.
Looking at fuel mileage wise tonight, boys.
I've got 16.5 laps left in the tank right now, which...
That's after just fueling up.
Yeah, and we're about to have a stage caution right now, too. So we've run about 5 laps on that, so we get about 21 laps.
Golly.
And if you push it too far, you might not make 20. And you really need to connect all the dots with 20.
Yeah, so I went ahead and took a pit stop that first caution just because I didn't know if I had any damage or not, and I also just wanted to fill up. Now, I know I'm not fighting for stage points, but some of these guys might elect to stay out and try to get that stage.
Oh, for sure. I can see Dagan Barnes up there up front after that last little incident. He's got himself back up to 6th. I see Zach Baker, who's about 3 cars behind you, John. Looks like he keeps jumping out and trying to see if anybody will start that top line with him. It actually kind of looks like
Marchese's going with him right
Frank
now.
Marchese. Yeah, Frank might make a move here.
The Italian stallion.
Give him a little hook up, and they're going to actually get to the outside here.
He's side drafting me too. Oh, Frank. Yeah, dog. I love it.
And the side draft not as effective as it maybe used to be here in iRacing. I actually have seen John completely like side draft half of a pack before. That was been 2 updates ago. But at the same time, it is still an effective strategy. It can either slow down the guy a little bit so you can kind of get going.
Yeah, and the main thing is I'm going to draw your attention to these 2 wings on the back of the car right in front of me of Brandon Massey. There's one on the left-hand side and one on the right-hand side that go down towards the spoiler on the back. And that kind of stops a lot of that air from hitting that spoiler and slowing you down. It kind of, if you do side draft, it likes to roll over what they call that shark fin and kind of carry over the splitter a little bit better. So the side draft not as effective with those shark fins on the side. But you will notice a little bit of plexiglass sticking right off the top of that spoiler there to make that spoiler 7 inches tall instead of the normal 4 inches at short tracks and 1.5 miles. And that's just to add a little bit more downforce. So more downforce, more grip.
Got some racing going on here at the front. Ira Kohlhaas able to go all the way to the front, was following the draft there. Greg McConey now going to be in second. Kensley Smith going to be racing hard for that position up top. He's got a draft push up high as well. He's going to have Kirby Wainscott up there helping him out. He's going to have Frank Marchese up there helping him out.
I'm a Trash Panda guy now.
I was say you're right there in that line for sure. Everybody racing hard here as we come to the conclusion of our first stage of the Alabama 300 here. John and several of your other drivers out here stick into that top lane. It's like we got Dagan Barnes down the low side. We got that number 5 car, Brandon Lopez, down on the low side. Greg McConey jumped up to the front. Ira Kohlhaas right behind him. As we are coming across the line here, and that is going to be the conclusion of our first stage. Congratulations to Greg McConey on being your Stage 1 winner here at Talladega in the Alabama 300.
Hey, Greg, you guys in the booth?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Hey, man, congrats on winning that stage there. What's your secret to Talladega?
Friendship. That's the secret. You need friends. You need people that you're nice with and that will sit there and work with you. And that's what Kensley and I did to get up to the front. And then I was hoping to drag him down to the bottom with me. He just never got cleared. And it was better for us to split up and control both lanes and fight it out at the end there, and kind of worked.
Absolutely, man. This is kind of, I mean, it's kind of a fun broadcast so far. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm saying that because I'm driving right now, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit unique, a little bit different. If you were a viewer, what would you want to see in a broadcast like this where we're trying to do the best we can with our hands tied?
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting if we pull other people up during the race and we're just sitting on your in-car view, because you won't necessarily get the perspective of the guy you're bringing up. But no, I think, it's certainly interesting. It's certainly different. You know, you're able to see a lot more of what we as drivers typically see behind the wheel, and I like it. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I can't wait to actually do the real broadcast. Got in the comments, different camera, please. I wish we could tonight, but we are unable to tonight. But we will have a full broadcast that is going to be coming out tomorrow night with all the cars. But I wish I could get Brandon Lopez in here, but he does not have Discord right now. He's currently out of service with the Discord. Well,
his Discord got angry with him.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be working with him tonight, but I can't catch him. The man's too fast, and he's too far ahead of me. So, anyways, I'll let you pit here. And we'll probably talk to you a little bit later on.
Sounds good, guys.
Tell your friends.
Whenever.
Tell your friends we're pulling them down.
We'll see.
We're
going to go have some fun. We want to win this thing.
Absolutely. I'll see you, man.
Later.
Greg McConey winning that first one.
It was Greg McConey getting that stage 1 victory there. Yeah, like John said, for tonight, the only camera that you are going to be able to see, we are still going to be talking about the other drivers. We are still going to be, like when we have stopping points, we will be trying to cut over to caution replays, or, you know, at the end of the race, we'll be able to kind of look at the end of the race and things like that. But just specifically for tonight, the only camera view will be the view from inside of John's car. Remember, it's all going to be up here talking. And then coming up here either Tuesday evening or Wednesday, we will have more of a, what you would consider to be an official Knapp Daddy Racing broadcast, where we're taking the race, we're doing our typical voiceover, talking about the race, the different ins and outs of the things that are going on, kind of the added perspective of that John and Baker for a little while was out there on the track and able to kind of talk you through everything that's going on out there. But just for tonight, again, it was a little bit of a interesting situation. This wasn't something that was like, I don't even know why I said like there, because like would imply that we thought about planning it. We didn't plan it. This was just kind of how it turned out, because we had a low car count tonight. And in the interest of making sure that we have a good turnout and lots of cars on the track and good action out there, John and Baker decided to put their racing suits back on, break out the old steering wheels, and get out there on the track and race with these guys, so we have an interesting car count and an interesting perspective. And then we'll get you the regular broadcast here in the next day or two, if that sounds fair enough to everybody.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but there's a lot of background work that goes into each and every broadcast every week, as far as overlays and scoring and everything, especially the race control. So trying to double up, well, I guess this isn't really double up, 1.5 this week's broadcast, so we'll have an actual full one plus this little one here. So at least we have something on Monday night, but we will get you the full view later with everybody.
Looks like we still have Thomas McLaughlin down on pit road, who is now going to go a lap down here. It's like Brandon Lopez actually circled back around and decided to jump back into the pits.
Yeah, they might be topping off. McLaughlin, I believe, he might have pulled off because he was blinking really bad there for a bit. And I think that was a classy move on his part, because he was the leader and blinked out in front of the whole field. So I think it was a classy move for him, just to maybe slide to the top side and let everyone go by and race for the stage. But I believe maybe these other guys might have been trying to top off so that they might have a little better fuel mileage running this next stage right here.
Yeah, definitely an interesting strategy, and definitely going to be something that we're going to be seeing come into play over the course of the rest of the night here at Talladega, given that the fuel is so short here. But Joe Tardif was your lucky dog winner on that first stage, so he is going to be restarting in 11th, but he is going to be back on the lead lap. Your standings for this restart here is going to be Ira Kohlhaas is going to be starting in first place on the low side. Kinsley Smith going to be on the high side in second. Frank Marchese in third. Kirby Wayne Scott in fourth. Zach Baker in 5th, Greg McConey in 6th, Dagan Barnes in 7th, Jonathan Smith in 8th, Brandon Lopez in 9th, Brandon Massey in 10th, Joe Tardif is going to be 11th, and Thomas McLaughlin, now back out on the track, is going to be a lap down, but he has gotten it back on the track and is catching up to the pack. As we see everybody get ready for the restart here, pace car makes the hard left turn. And we are going to get back to racing here in the Alabama 300 at Talladega Superspeedway. Green flag is in the air, lap 25 when they crossed the stripe. John, talk to me about restarting at Talladega.
Sometimes there's checkups like that. I think it's everybody just shifting gears at different times and getting going, but I mean, you're kind of not going on the guy in front of you. I think everybody's looking at the car, 2 cars in front of them, 3 cars in front of them to figure out when to go, because it's going to take you a little bit to get up to speed. Which, I mean, you really don't want to get in the 5th gear until this backstretch here. And really, if I wasn't in this draft, I could probably hold 4th gear all the way around this track. Matter of fact, a lot of people used to it for qualifying.
Speaking of the draft, how do you think it's doing tonight? Do you think it's easy to pull up on the cars in front of you or not? I know we were just the 2 of us back there, but for a bit I was struggling to get to Joe's bumper. I don't know if it was something I was doing, or if it's just maybe the way the cars are pulling up. Do you think it's easy to get to someone's bumper in front of you right now?
So the way that it's been going since this update, before it was 5 out of 10 before the update to get up to somebody's bumper in this next gen car. That was a big thing about the new ARCA cards, is that you almost get to somebody's bumper too quick. If you're just 1 or 2 people together, or just 2 cars together, it is very hard to pull back into somebody's bumper without them hitting the brake a little bit. If you have 3 to 4 or 5 cars, it's pretty easy. But the way this track is angled, they actually changed the physics a little bit. So the way the track is angled and the air flows over your car, you kind of have to stick a little bit to the right of a car to catch a good draft. And see, I got Brandon Lopez here behind me. I'm going to actually tap the brake a little bit for him so he can give me a good bump. I'm actually going to put 2 hands on the wheel so he gives me a good bump.
I was just saying, me and John were actually running some practice laps in the ARCA cars here at Dega the other night, and the ARCA cars, it's crazy the draft that they get out here.
Yeah, see, I just pulled really close up to Greg here. I don't want to push him too hard off the corner, but coming off this backstretch, I thought he was going to go a little lower. I'm going to try to stick around his bumper and give him a soft tap, but he's right on the bumper already as somebody else, so you don't want to push the pusher.
Yeah.
Don't push the pusher.
And we're going to get left out right here, but I don't know if anybody's going to let me or not.
You can get down.
Sorry, I got my volume turned down a little bit so I can hear. Normally I have it turned up because I want to hear my wheels sliding and I want to hear the air coming over the car, because you can kind of hear it and feel when you catch a draft. Like right now I can feel that I have a draft here with Greg McConey that's even way up in front of me, and should pull into him pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would say you're getting pushed right now by Brandon Lopez. Had a guy jump out up top. That was Kinsley Smith jumping out of the low line, going up to the top. I wonder if he's trying to catch one of his teammates there, if he's trying to save gas or what the case may be. But we got a new race leader now. That is going to be the number 10 of Kirby Wainscott, who was actually my pick for the evening. And he's going to be getting pushed right now by the 29 of Ira Kohlhaas. Zach Baker is going to be right behind them. Dagan Barnes following closely behind them as we see all these drivers start to go single file again. And this is a lot of what you will see at Talladega. You'll see a lot more like kind of jumping around or people changing lanes toward the end of the race or toward the end of a stage when people are really trying to race for points. But other than that, a lot of what Talladega is just very realistically just doing the same thing over and over and over again and being consistent doing it. Because the second that you miss your entry point a little bit, especially if you catch it at the wrong time when somebody's like trying to dance up and out of their lane or start a new lane or something like that, that's how you end up with a parking lot.
Yeah, I kind of threw this thought around in my brain the other day about, since Hunter just got a steering wheel and pedals, congrats to Hunter, and he's now starting to race a little bit. Thought about starting a video series where we follow Hunter on his journey to becoming the best iRacer in the world.
Oh, Lord. which I can go ahead and let everybody know very confidently would be a very difficult video series to put out without a bleeper, because we try to keep these things PG-13 around here, and I can tell you with confidence that when John was trying to give me some training at Talladega the other day, Hunter wasn't happy.
See if Brandon hops up with me. He's got to catch this draft here. I just want to
It
make
looks
sure
like we're starting to see those other lanes start to open up now as well. You got a whole upper lane now. It looks like pretty much everybody actually split out of that low lane. You still got a couple guys that are sticking to it. Ira Kohlhaas, Dagan Barnes, all sticking to that low lane. Looks like
we should have a good run.
Yeah, Brandon Massey also choosing to stay on that low lane for right now, which, speaking of, didn't even do the credit of our newcomers to give them introduction to the Knapp Daddy Racing streams. We've got some newcomers in here with us tonight, which is really, really great because we have quite a few drivers that aren't going to be able to make the rest of the series, which is kind of what put us in this position to begin with. But welcome, a big, huge Knapp Daddy Racing welcome to Ira Kohlhaas in the number 29 machine and the number 65 car of Brandon Massey joining us for the first time tonight. Both of those guys doing really, really well tonight from everything that I've seen so far. So looking forward to see what they're going to be able to do.
Trying to hit the brake a little bit to get Brandon Lopez on my tail here. We're going to carry him all the way to the front. If I can get him just a little bit closer. I don't know if he knows that there's somebody in front of me.
So you guys have a lot of people in front of you right now on the high side, and you got a little bit of help on the low side. You're at the front of the line right there. Brandon Lopez right behind you. You got a couple other guys, Ira Kohlhaas, and I believe Brandon Massey are going to be right behind you right there. So can a 4-car lane do anything against a 5-car lane that you have up against the top of the track there?
Yeah, those guys at the top are pretty tight, especially that 1 through 3. And all you really need in these cars is about 3 or 4 people. 2 cars is very tough. But I don't know how close they are behind Brandon.
They're not quite on his bumpers.
And
you need a lot tighter pushing to get up there. Now the other 2 guys jump to the outside also.
And that's almost going to create a vacuum effect on Brandon a little bit, pull him back. That's why I got to kind of hit the brake here to keep him on my bumper the whole time.
Dagan Barnes going to the high side there. He's going to get behind that top lane of mostly Trash Panda drivers up there. Zach Baker, Kensley Smith, Kirby Winscott, Frank Marchese, Greg McConey, all run 1 through 5 there. Dagan Barnes now using that side draft to get in front of John there. And now he's going to be at the lead lane on the bottom side.
He had a huge run off turn 2 right there.
And that's something we'll kind of talk about when we do the big broadcast, about how you want to set up your runs, especially on the last lap. You'll see a lot of guys, especially a lot more people with a little bit of experience here at Talladega and Daytona, they'll actually keep hitting the brake on the backstretch to keep the car behind them very close if they're leading the race. That way they don't get that good run, that good draft to get around them in the corner.
That top lane right there is, again, mostly teammates up there, so you definitely expect that they're going to work together well. Mostly Trash Panda Autosport guys up there. As you see, the 48 of Joe Tardif come running in up there on the high side, jump to the low side, and then jump right back to the high side. He was your winner last week as well. Congratulations to Joe. Ooh, Dagan Barnes below the yellow line a little bit right there. But Team Trash Panda out front doing so well right now.
What are you looking like on fuel, John?
I'm glad you asked. I hadn't even checked in a while. I got 7 laps of fuel left. I've been out here just driving Miss Daisy.
Driving Miss Daisy at Talladega. So you're driving Miss Daisy at 198 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, this track, too, you can pretty much, especially in these next-gen cars, take it pretty easy. You can always drive with one hand. until somebody gets up behind you, gives you a little bump, then you want a little bit more stability. But that was a big check up there on the low side. I was not expecting that. Brandon
So is this
Lopez
a
did a good
situation
job
right
getting
here?
off me there.
Is this a situation here where you would want to go to the high side, or maybe take a peek out to the high side, see if anybody would go with you? Or is this a situation where, like, okay, we're happy, we're on the low line, we're safe, no worries really?
In my head, there's no worries. There's still 70, 80 laps left of this race, so not super concerned. I don't know where Thomas McLaughlin's at. If these Trash Panda guys pit, we have to go in too.
McLaughlin is actually in the pits.
Okay.
As you say that. But he's pretty far behind. He's blinking like crazy, even going through the pits.
Yeah, Thomas McLaughlin currently your only other car a lap down currently, as he just went 2 laps down right there.
I'm trying to hit the brake here because I see Brandon Lopez getting a little bit further behind me. I want to make sure he stays up close to me, so I'm going to kind of be the middleman between me and Dagan Barnes. That way he's able to catch my draft and catch all the way back up.
Looks like Brendan Massey actually slowed way down here. He was right there on the back end of the main pack there. It looks like he slowed down. I don't know if he was maybe thinking that he was going to pit and then changed his mind, or what exactly happened there, but he's going to be a good several seconds behind that lead pack now. And wow, we have 18 people here right now. God bless. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in here and hanging out on kind of a weird broadcast night for us all, realistically, but thank you very much for coming in here to check us out. If this is your first time joining us, normally for these Monday night races, you're going to be seeing a kind of top-down, more NASCAR-style broadcast. We had a little bit of an interesting situation tonight that leads us to giving you an in-car view here tonight, and then an upcoming stream here in the next day or two where you'll get that typical NASCAR-style stream. But either way, I appreciate all of you for joining and hanging out.
Yeah, a little bit different, but this is exactly what you're going to see on the Knapp Daddy Racing channel, especially over there on TikTok, sometimes on Twitch. But started as a iRacing paint shop, and now we're kind of doing a little bit of everything, got our hands in a little bit of everything with iRacing, expanding more every day. Got some good talks with some people right now, and it's good things in the works, especially for next season of these drivers. I don't know.
Yeah, I was saying that's the
stuff.
other thing too. Is like this was our kind of first foray into running our own racing league, and we've been lucky enough to be a part of some really great racing leagues. John, you as a driver, me as just a fan and as your spotter. And then now we're lucky and blessed enough to be the broadcasters for one of our favorite racing leagues out there, the Doghouse Racing League. But with that being said, I mean, it's not something that happens perfectly overnight. Our first couple tries into broadcasting itself were
terrible.
Pretty dog, to be honest with you. So, there's hiccups in everything, and I guess if there's any point out of it, it's to kind of encourage everybody that if you really want something, then you bust your butt and you keep trying to get a little bit better every day. Then good things can happen. We actually were, I believe, John, you said this before, so I don't think I'm announcing anything here, that we have been renewed. Okay. Season 2 at Doghouse.
I thought you were about to drop some stuff we weren't supposed to talk about.
No.
Oh, I got a little scared.
But we're going to be hopefully coming back to Doghouse Racing for our second season as their Cup Series broadcasters.
John is blowing up the chat, saying that he is pitting right here.
I am pitting.
A few others are also.
Is that fair enough to say?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about Dagan Barnes. He might have. He definitely missed.
I
the
was
pits.
speeding.
Oof. You were speeding too?
You were also speeding?
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's okay. There will be a stage break coming up here soon.
Indeed. Just a little housekeeping. Brandon Massey lost the draft, and that's what happened. When he lost the draft, he sank like a rock.
I also just took my last set of tires, which is no bueno.
Oh no.
I'm serving a 40-second penalty as well. But yeah, that's
Oof.
kind of how my racing goes, you know? Not really got my full attention on it.
I believe Dagan Barnes also came a little bit spicy into pit road there. Including on the pit road, but looks like most of Team Trash Panda also coming in to pit road. You got Brandon Lopez out there right now. He's got Joe Tardif getting caught up to him right now. They're going to be able to get connected. And all of this happening while Team Trash Panda comes into the pits. And John is finishing up his penalty there.
Looked like a lot of gas and go right there.
It was, and I also forgot to turn my tires off too, man. So, normally when we do the old TikTok broadcast thing, it's pretty nice because Hunter is my spotter, and I kind of just sit back and focus on the racing side. And he also does a lot of the engagement. People might not think I'm the friendliest fellow over there.
But that is the funny thing, is like, it's being up here, and I know this is kind of a different broadcast to what we would normally do, and you know, it's not an ideal situation, and I know that that's not what probably most of the people that are in the viewership are looking for. They're trying to see their friends, their buddies, their relatives racing, and you know, in this situation, we're kind of doing what we can with what we have, which is we can put people on the track, make sure we have a car count, make it a fun race, make it an engaging time on here, and then go back into the top-down broadcast where everyone can kind of see all their people and all that good stuff. But kind of going back to the original thing, it's like our first couple broadcasts were horrible. They were really, really bad for one reason or another. And, you know, now we're at the point where we're getting picked up for our second season broadcasting for them, and I genuinely feel like we have one of the more engaging broadcasts. Not to like toot our own horn or anything, but I feel like we do a good job and we try to be professional, and that's really all you can ask for. And so even though this wasn't an ideal situation tonight where, you know, we have a low car count, we're trying to get everything figured out, at the same time, you know, still trying to put the effort in, still trying to put the work in, and you know, we come back bigger and better next season.
Okay, John, talk to me right there. You just were able to pull up on these front four cars. Now, the good news is you will get your lap back with the lucky dog. But my question, being in the position you're in right now, will you try to go up there and get your lap back the old-fashioned way and get in front of these guys?
It's a toss-up because on one hand I think about it, if I get up there and get my lap back, just get around these cars and take the stage, not take the stage, but pass these cars for the stage break, Dagan Barnes will get his lap back, so that'll put him back on the lead lap. But at the same time, these guys are racing for points, and I really don't want to mess them up too much being a lap down.
True. So wise decision.
We're going to see how it shakes out here. If they stay single file and they're pretty adamant about their finishing order right now for the stage, we might try to make a pass. But if they start fanning out too wide, we might just kind of hang back and let go and let God.
The interesting thing is you all will catch Brandon Massey pretty fast. Brandon Massey just ran a 55.06. Meanwhile, you all are running about a 50.2. So-
5 seconds of difference being out of the
Yes.
draft is. I mean, people talk about how bad it is being out of the draft at a super speedway, but
Oh, you're done.
I mean, 5 seconds of difference is unbelievable.
Yeah, if you lose the draft, you're done.
I mean, that's catching someone around a 2.5 mile track. That's catching someone in 3 laps.
I wonder if Brandon Massey has a bit of damage from the earlier incident still.
Earlier, when I looked at his car, his tire, his left front was kicked over to the left a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit of, we call positive camber there, but we're going to see.
Well,
how
good
he
news once
responds.
again. You're still in the lucky dog position.
Yeah, we're about to come up on 2 other drivers. I don't know where they're at position-wise. I believe
That's
Joe Tardif.
they're already.
Era.
You're coming up on Dagan and McLaughlin.
Okay.
So they're also already multiple laps down.
Dagan's going to be 1 lap down, and McLaughlin is going to be 2 laps down. I know McLaughlin spent a little extra time on pit road earlier on. He was kind of blinking out pretty bad, but he is currently going to be in 12th position, which is the last place that is on the track right now. Gary Armijo joined the session, but did not decide to put wheels on the track. He is in 14th, and our very own Baker Knapp holding 13th position right now.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13.
It's a baker's dozen. It worked out, right?
Oh, Greg McConey.
Oh, yeah, Greg's
out.
blinking out there a little bit. I've seen a lot of multiple drivers having that issue tonight,
I'm glad it's
and
everybody else,
including
because
myself.
I've had that issue tonight as well. Not the blinking out, but I've gotten a little bit of packet loss. You see Greg kind of washed
Yeah.
all over the place.
He is. Yeah.
Really blinking right now. As we are quickly approaching the end of stage 2 here, that stage 2 will come at the conclusion of lap 50. So while you are seeing all of these cars passing through the line, normally we would do back to 10th place is when the caution will come out for lap for the stage. But since we do have cars that are a lap down right now, the caution will be thrown for the stage when the last car that is on the lead lap, which I believe currently is going to be Ira Kohlhaas.
Look at Greg. Power move.
I'm wondering, did they make that move too soon now? With
Yeah.
where still being
I think he was
one
trying
more
to,
lap.
he was trying to
Oh, wait.
flash me to go.
Yeah. I was realized that I'm watching your screen.
So we are getting
You're a lap
ready.
So we're
The
gonna try to
stage is getting.
we're gonna back off just a little bit here where we're at now. This is what I'm talking about earlier. You don't want to be up too close, and then we'll have a very good run coming out of this corner. Maybe
Hey,
we gotta get around.
yeah, that should have been the stage. John, you're on lap 50. Everyone else is on 51.
Okay. Thanks, race control.
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I was waiting for the last car that was on the lead lap to get across the line.
Good. I was thinking there was still another lap in the whole stage. I was watching
No,
John's lap count.
No, there was not.
There was not.
That's what I was thinking for too. That's why I wasn't making that move, and I was kind of
Yeah.
wondering why Greg was throwing it down there.
Yeah. That was a great move there. I'm over here thinking it was too soon, but that was a great finish to stage 1 there. Or stage 2.
I really. Yeah, really fun racing there at the end. I believe John's actually going to be the one to get a lap back here due to the lucky dog. And everybody going to be running into the pits to top off on gas, get those new sets of tires. Not if you're John, because John already took his last set of tires.
On an accident.
Regardless, they're still gone.
Looks like you should be lining up behind the 16.
Go ahead and spin the pace car out. I'm just joking.
Spin the pace car coming out.
Pull a little bit of a Kyle Busch here and give him a little bump draft.
Yeah.
For anybody watching one about iRacing, you can actually go right through the pace car on iRacing, which is pretty cool. And my spotter is yelling at me to get in position here. I'm doing the best I can, Chief.
Chief? So who was it that actually took that stage two there? Was it Kensley Smith that actually finished in
Yes.
first?
Yeah, it was Kinsley.
Big for Kensley Smith. I know he's in the running right up there for the points victory here for the inaugural season of the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Big deal for him to get those bonus points right there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since he was my pick tonight.
I don't know about especially, but
I just like to be right, you know?
Yeah.
But I believe when we get everything restarted here, it is going to be Kensley Smith is going to be restarting in first place. Frank Marchese is going to be restarting second. The number 16 of Greg McConey going to be restarting third. Kirby Wayne Scott going to be restarting fourth. Joe Tardif in that 48 car, after being off the pace early in the race, going to be back up in fifth. Brandon Lopez is going to be restarting sixth.
Hold up.
Ira Kohlhaas. Oh, go ahead.
We have some people coming back in to top off.
Looks like we
Wow.
have a good portion, pretty much all of Trash Panda Autosport coming back down to top it off. Going to the back of the pack here, but they are going to be having a little bit better luck with gas here as you see them bring it back down.
I am, honestly somewhat confused as what will happen now if Dagan gets the wave around or not now. Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, Dagan Barnes is going to get the wave around here,
Yeah.
as most of Team Trash Panda comes back down in a strategy play. Very interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. We'll
I don't know what's going on with
around.
McLaughlin either. This is all confusing.
All right, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the 12. They could be lining up behind the 12.
We'll clear it if we needs it.
All right, my man, pace car's off. Be ready.
McLaughlin might need a black clear here coming up.
Green flag, green flag. Everybody's rolling. Keep faster, man. I keep telling them. I'm working up here.
And we are back underway here in the Alabama 300 at Talladega. Had a little bit of confusion there on the restart. Had to get everybody kind of caught back up to everything. But Frank Marchese takes your race lead as most of his Trash Panda Autosports teammates came back down pit road to top off on gas. Frank Marchese chose to stay out, so he is now your race leader. Will get this lap led. Gonna have a lot of teammate help up there up front in Kensley Smith, Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez currently going to be sitting in 4th, Kirby Wayne Scott in 5th, Joe Tardif going to be 6th, Ira Kohlhaas 7th, Jonathan Smith in 8th. As we see a lot of dancing around going on right now on the track. Frank going out to the high side.
Right in front of you, John. What did you see right there?
I don't know.
That's the reaction. Yep. Pretty
not
accurate.
Sure. I'm just trying to keep it straight, keep it clean, keep the wheels on it.
Talladega, baby.
Frank's up there at the top. We're gonna be able to get
All the way at
past.
the top.
I wonder if he's just trying to move towards the back and save some of the gas that he didn't get.
That would be my assumption.
Joe moves up to the lead, though. Is Joe going to get the lap led?
Nope.
Nope.
That lap lead is going to go to the 29 machine of Ira Kohlhaas, pushed by our very own John Smith there on the high side. Those stream numbers are fluctuating all over the place. We have 5 people now. We have 15 people just a second ago, so I don't know if people are stopping in to see what's going on, but hopefully it's entertaining enough. Again, you will have another view of this exact race coming to you here in the next day or two, where you'll get kind of that top-down NASCAR broadcast feel. But in the meantime, you are kind of seeing what is actually very much a classic Knapp Daddy Racing stream of an in-car view of our very own John Smith's car as he is out there on the track, currently sitting in 5th place.
You got one on
here
your
at
inside.
Talladega in the Alabama 300.
You got there, but he gave you the space there. Good. Look at everyone down line.
That's not fair.
I looked like he was about to try to squeeze in that spot right there, you know?
I saw
was
Brandon
like-
back off.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Hey, I'm just spotting to make sure we don't get a wreck. That was it.
Prevent the yellow flags. Green flag
Exactly.
racing all the way. Which I will say, from that note, I know we do have a low car count tonight, but we're trying to look at positives here. And I am unbelievably proud of this group of guys for coming out here to Talladega and running a very clean race. Lots of clean racing out there, lots of smart moves.
I'm doing
Been
my
really
best.
happy to see it. Well, I didn't say I was proud of you, I said I was proud of the rest of us.
I'm proud of myself. Like I said, we're
And
just trying to
that
keep the
was
wheels on the
important.
track. I think last time I was here, I was on my hood by lap 30, so
Hey, better than that.
that was actually a Dale moment for me as the car rolled on its roof, slid across the backstretch, and it rolled back over, and I was able to drive it off and actually finish the race.
Congratulations.
But that Dale Earnhardt, I saw it still had tires on it. See if it'll start.
See if it'll start.
Unfortunately, my car did not.
Yeah. car did not. Baker's car exploded.
It did.
You are currently going to have 9 cars out there on the lead lap. 9th place going to be Zachary Baker on the lead lap. Very close Talladega Racing right now. Zachary Baker in 9th, only 1.2 seconds behind the race leader. Brandon Massey currently going to be in 10th place, actually sitting in the actual 10th place. He's going to be 1 lap down, but is in the position to get the lucky dog. Dagan Barnes, who you will actually see the leaders be coming around right here, is on the high side right there. He's going to go 2 laps down right there.
We're just over halfway. Let me tell you, the fatigue is setting in. My back is starting to hurt. If you watched our stream last night on TikTok, you would have saw me doing some stretches because I had a cramp mid-race at Martinsville.
Oh,
Right
mid-race?
Yeah, right in the back of my leg. We're doing a little Pilates as we're driving around the track.
Oh, hey, in the news of other sports, how about college basketball?
How about it?
It's back.
That is a sport. Yes, Baker.
It's a sport, and it's back.
We're teaching Baker shapes and colors next week.
It is a sport.
Basketball is round, and
All goes
North
into
Carolina has Carolina blue.
Which I did not know was not a real color until I was in college.
Oh.
I mean, nobody ever called it sky blue in North Carolina. It was always Carolina
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Might be the same thing for red in Alabama.
But sports update: Arizona beat Florida in the first game of the season.
I don't think my Tar Heels are going to be that great this year, unfortunately. And now baseball
John,
season's over, I get all down about it.
Yeah. Can you hear any of the discussion that's happening over the radio?
Not a bit.
No.
Care to share?
They are all. There's a lot of talking happening, and they want you to hear it, but you can't hear it.
I mean, we can pull people over here into the broadcast if we wanted to.
Yeah. Hunter, how about you giving them some insight since my radio gets transmitted on top of everything? Oh, it looks like he might be talking to some people. Hunter's already on it. Never mind. But there's a lot of chatter on the radios right now, which obviously no one normally hears. And ironically, this would be one of those moments where people could hear it if they were listening to your radio. But you have everything turned down. Maybe that's fortunate. Still, you never know if it's fortunate or unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't want people to get caught up here. And since my radio's off, I do not know we're all going to the high side.
They were all laughing about giving you a hard time.
I was trying to listen to what was going on the radio, and they were all saying, "Does John have his radio on?" I was like, "No, he doesn't, because we normally don't broadcast the radio of everybody." So now he can't hear everybody.
I know what's going on now. It's going to be all fun and games when I put him in the infield fence here in a second. I'm kidding. I would never
Back to the bottom. Back to the bottom. Just follow the leader at this point.
That is
Oh man,
hilarious.
this is gonna be
Is this
this
what
is gonna
they're
be hilarious.
Is this what they're all doing to me right now?
Yes. Oh man. Greg's is calling out where everyone to go. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm side drafting everybody. We're going to the front.
Go to the front.
I was about to do it. I was about to send it, and I decided not to. Didn't have it set up right.
When's your next pit stop coming up?
No idea. 6.3 laps, and if they go before, let me know because I do not want to run them over. At least tell me that part.
Yes.
I mean, at this point, should we just turn on the radio and just let it rip?
I can't until I stop the car completely.
Yeah, he's got to get out of the car, exit the car, and turn the audio up manually.
Oh, wow.
Most likely, I think that's the only way to do it, isn't it?
Yep.
Or we just throw a competition caution so that you can do that.
I'm about to black flag everybody in this lobby.
Oh, there he goes.
Come on, Brandon. Come with me, baby. Nobody's going to go with me. They left without me.
They did. You get up, get up, get up. Oh, yeah, you got it.
There's Brandon. You know you got a good group of guys when you're able to do that.
Yeah.
Throughout a race,
He
messing
didn't
around.
want to give you too hard of a push.
I just told Brandon to follow you.
I don't have a run at this point.
Yeah, oof. Frank got in the wall behind you. Little. You got to run. There they go to the bottom.
That's so funny.
What needs to happen is you have to back up. At this point, this is where you need to back up and try to create the run when they call out their next, lane change.
I don't know when they're going to do it though.
Well, who knows? Maybe you got someone listening to someone else's radio.
Guys haven't been doing a very good job so far calling it out. I'm backing it off right here. We're gonna do it.
They're starting to pick up on it.
No one wants to go with poor old John, the broadcaster.
Nobody. Out there, high and dry. Well, looks like you can get back in. Oh well.
I'm kind of catching the draft off the guys up there at the front.
Maybe 73 or 74 pitting.
I got to pit in 2 laps anyways. I ain't even look at it.
Well, a little bit of movement up front. Looks like Kinsley and some of the other trash painted guys went to right to the bottom there, right in front of you, around Joe.
I think Joe's stuck up there on the high side right now.
Brandon's going to let him in, so that's nice. What a guy. Brandon
What a
Lopez.
champion.
My pick to win the race. Right there.
Hey, he's taking it easy right now. He definitely has the car to do it. Car, talent, skill to do it. I don't know if the stream looks fuzzy on y'all's end. On my desktop it does. On my phone it looks fine.
Craig's pulling out of line. What's he doing here? Oh, he's behind you now. Oh boy, what's Greg going to try to do?
I'm not going to do it. I got a pit.
I think everyone else might be trying to give one more lap.
I can't make it.
Frank and Joe and Brandon all with you also. Looks like a lot of people pitting. Oh, Greg's all by himself.
Leaders on pit road now.
And fortunately my tires are turned off because I don't have tires, so...
Hmm.
5 away. At your mark now. And turn in, plenty of room. You'll leave on me.
It's your pit box. Nicely done.
There she is.
See if anyone else.
Try not to spin those
Everybody
tires
back
coming
down
out.
Brandon,
the road here.
a lot of people taking fuel only. There you go.
Which is a good thing for John.
Mm-hmm. Brandon Lopez right behind John, and
I mean, my tires are
our
still at
co-host
100.
right in front.
I'm still at 100% on the rights.
Yeah,
Tire wear is just not an issue here.
it's not.
And for those at home that wanted an update on the football scores, the Cardinals are putting a thumping on the Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys' year.
It's always the Cowboys' year until they start playing, and everyone realizes again that it's not, and maybe never will be again until Jerry Jones goes into the great blue and white beyond.
Well, for starters,
My
I think
goodness.
trading away one of the most iconic defensive players you've had in centuries is not a good start. Not a great way to kick off the season, Chief, but what do I know?
Apparently more than Jerry Jones, who I believe, using the more polite terms, told Micah Parsons' agent to kiss his butt.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, I was just in Dallas last week, which is why I wasn't here for the stream. But while I was there, I had an Uber driver who told me, I don't know who I argue with more, Jerry Jones or my husband. That's what she said. I was like, I believe it.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys fans yelling at the TV all the time.
Yeah, Jerry Jones' next big idea, cut Shohei Ohtani.
Currently out front here on lap 75 of this Alabama 300 at Talladega Superspeedway, you have Kinsley Smith, Ira Kohlhaas in second, our very own John Smith sitting in third, and a line of cars right behind them, about 2 seconds behind, Greg McConey, Brandon Lopez, Kirby Wayne Scott, Joe Tardif, Frank Marchese, and Zach Baker, all flying to try to catch up to them. Brandon Massey also there in that mix. He's currently one lap down. Dagan Barnes and Thomas McLaughlin still a little behind, trying to catch the pace here.
A few tenths of a second faster that time with the pack and with the second pack there. John and the lead group ran about a 50.6, and the second group ran a 50.37. So a little bit faster. It's going to take a little bit of time, but when they get that draft, they're going to catch right up. So this race is definitely far from over.
Yeah, they're definitely going to catch back up. There's no doubt about that. I think all three of us up here know that. Greg McConey got really lucky on that pit exit there and able to catch right back up with the pack. Usually when you pit by yourself like that, you're kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Greg pitting by himself. He's still with the pack, sitting in 4th place right now. Usually when you pit by yourself, you're going to lose the pack, you're going to lose the draft, and lose a lot of position, lose a lot of laps. But
he was able to stay right there, which is impressive. He had a really great pit entry by himself compared to everyone else, with literally everyone else.
Oh, we're running now right here. Don't want to push the pusher. Gonna back off just a tinks. Oops. Looking at mother screen there for a second.
They got your draft, and they are about to be here real fast. I wonder if Greg's gonna kind of slow up and just ride, or if he's gonna try and push and go for the lead. We'll see what he does here.
Yeah, I was thinking about actually jumping out when they catch up, and maybe I can get a little draft with them. We can push all the way up.
That would be an interesting strategy.
They also might leave you out based on what they were doing already.
Yeah, but maybe.
Oh, okay. Well.
Did he
Kinsley Smith jumping here to the outside.
No, nobody said anything on the radios.
And that's fine right there. That way I can just sit behind him. I don't need to jump out now because it's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
But no, when they're drafting like that and catching up, if I jump out, because they're going to try to pass anyway, so the momentum, they'll just catch on to me. We'll all go ahead.
Now, the question is, can you make it in one more stop, or do you need to make 2 stops?
We have 35 to go. I've got 12 in the tank.
Oof, that is going to get close.
Yeah, we're running about 21 laps of fuel, so I really need to be pacing a little bit here. Maybe that's what Kinsley Smith is doing back there.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to back this down to about 80% throttle here, just enough to stay in the draft, stay with the guy in front. We don't need to be pushing super hard. Because even about 80% throttle here, I should be able to catch up with him.
This is where it's going to start to get really interesting too, because you got to consider that nobody could make it all the way to the end at this point. So it's just going to be a game of when everyone's coming down pit road, who's going to go with who, trying to find a friend. Because I mean, if you pit by yourself at this point, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, realistically, I need to extend my remaining laps of fuel right now is 11. I need to extend that by about 2 laps.
And why is that?
That way I only have to stop 1 time. That's probably what all the guys behind me are doing, not catching up anymore. We're just going to try to ease it and try to make it to that next stop. And that next stop hopefully will get us all the way if we set this right. Now, I know for the leader in front of me, he will not be able to make it as much as I can, as far as I can.
And that is going to be the 29 machine of Ira Kohlhaas, who has led several laps here tonight, done really, really well. This is his first race here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League, and has done very, very well tonight. I know, John, you and Ira seem to have worked pretty well together tonight.
Yeah, I think he knows what I'm doing. I think Kinsley Smith knew what he was doing whenever he backed off to get back in line so he can save some fuel.
The pace has dropped over a full second, since you decided to start saving fuel.
Yeah, so we're just backing it down a little bit.
Because you all, when they were catching you, they were running almost a 50 flat. And now you're running 51.5.
So when we come to the stripe here, I'll have 9 laps of fuel, and we'll have 31 to go. And I need to get about one more lap of fuel out of this than what I have in the tank.
Based
This
on the
daggone
communication,
stream count keeps
you
going
can't hear.
up and down.
Greg said he has 10.7. He said that last lap. And you, right before, you said you had 9.
Yeah, so
You got to find a way to save a little bit more here.
We go from like 5 to like 13 or 14. Either way, I appreciate everybody that decides to hop in and hang out. Like, this is a little bit different stream than you might be used to seeing, but I mean, realistically, when we kind of decided that this was going to be the way we were going to do things tonight, I was, to be quite frank, dreading it a little bit. Thought that this was going to be lousy, and it's a really long night, and it's actually been a ton of fun. I don't think this is something that we're going to go back to as like a regular scheduled programming.
absolutely
No.
not. Not on this channel, at least.
Yeah, this is more what you would see on the Knapp Daddy Racing TikTok, but yeah, honestly, I thought this was going to be really kind of lousy, and I know that we definitely haven't had the like kind of crowd engagement that we would normally have, but still to be able to put something out and still have some fun with it, and know that these guys are still out here racing for points. Like, we're still all trying to have some fun tonight. I'm proud of that. So happy with what we were able to make out of the night, and I'm proud of you boys for getting out there on the track and trying to make something happen tonight.
Tried to make something happen.
More emphasized on the tried for Baker,
Yes.
because his hood's in daggone Louisiana at this point.
Yeah. It went flying through the air. It was not good. And like, it was, hey, just almost like, you know, one of those
It's not in
non-contact
Kansas anymore, Toto.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Non-contact injuries in football or whatever, you know. That was me because there was no one around me. But my computer was like, there it is. ACL tear or whatever. I feel like I've AC joint sprains, or I feel like I've seen tons of those.
I don't know if that was an AC joint sprain. That looked like Jaden Daniels' elbow on Sunday.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go that far, but Jane Daniels' keyword was my fantasy quarterback.
Oof.
Yep. Big oof.
Yeah, well, Cam Scatabo was my fantasy running back.
He was also my running back. I traded him the week before, though. So I had Cam, Jaden Daniels. Let's see, who else was it? Tucker Kraft. Yep, another ACL tear. Travis Hunter, another guy on the IR. Just as my my sympathy, you know, story right there for needing sympathy.
Womp womp.
Yep. I will say the only good thing I have going for me is I have Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley together.
Is this like a 4-man league or something?
No, it's 12.
Jeez.
I made a trade. I traded Scattaboo for Saquon because Saquon was a little down, you know, but I sold Scattaboo high, and then, oh well, yeah. And then I traded CeeDee Lamb for Travis Hunter because I thought Travis Hunter was going to get like consistent numbers, and I also felt bad for the guy that I gave Scattaboo to. So, made that trade. Obviously didn't pan out either. But CeeDee Lamb is not, you know, doing too much either tonight, though.
Which I'm pretty sure works out pretty good for me, because I'm pretty sure I'm playing against CeeDee Lamb in one of my fantasy leagues.
But my new backup quarterback, who will be my starter, the GOAT himself, Joe Flacco.
The GOAT himself, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't even paid attention to fantasy football in weeks now. I haven't watched a football game in weeks now.
Really?
Nope. Been kind of busy, a little all over the place. Not sleeping a lot, that's for sure. I'm feeling it right now as the fatigue is setting in, and I got to get to lap 93 before I pit.
And everyone is running right in line.
How likely is that?
Not likely right now. Chances are like 10%.
Oof. Gotta be trying to kind of pull a Brandon Lopez from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, we're trying it.
And you might, if you stay with the group, you might be able to connect the dots by riding at the back of the pack and then maybe trying to push at the finish of the race. But that might be the only thing you got.
That's about the strategy we're going for at this point. Oh.
I want to give a shout out to Thomas McLaughlin and Dagan Barnes. They're out there riding by themselves, but they didn't give up. They're still out there on the track, multiple laps down, and potentially about to go another lap down, but hey, they're still there. Proud of them.
Yeah, and the playoffs are going to shake up, but these drivers still have a shot, especially the guys that were already in it. I've already confirmed that we'll have 1, 2, I think 3 more people back next week that could not make it this week.
29 is pitting. 29 is pitting, just so you know. Don't want you to get run over there. Or don't want Ira to get run over by you.
We got,
more importantly.
We're going to have to pit it this lap. I could just be really mean here, and I could break the draft with me and Greg and make him burn some fuel.
I mean, why not throw a monkey wrench in things at this point?
He's trying. He's swerving all over the place. But are you pitting in this lap?
Yeah.
Don't try to pit from the middle lane. Someone did that, I think, at Talladega a couple weeks ago. It was really bad.
It was really bad.
I think it was Denny Hamlin, actually, who did it. Oh, Brandon Lopez coming with you. Look at that. You got a friend.
A great pit entry.
Well done.
Now it's going to be very interesting as Team Trash Panda Autosport able to stay out on the track. Greg McConey, Kensley Smith, Kirby Wainscott, Joe Tardif, Frank Marchese, Zach Baker, all able to stay out on the track. Looks like Brandon Lopez and John are going to have to go down pit road here. And they're going to have to get linked back up and get working together. Looks like we have the rest of the field headed down pit road right now, as they all scatter around trying to get into their pit lanes, as we are on lap 92 of 113 here in the Alabama 300 of the second race of the playoffs here in the Knapp Daddy Racing League. Once again, 13 people in here. Thank you to everybody who's hanging out with us, being patient with us for this little bit of an interesting stream. I think it's still been a lot of fun. But be on the lookout here in the next couple days for the standard NASCAR style stream that you've come to hopefully know and love from us over here. But we're doing the best we can with the situation that we were put in tonight. But I think it's still been a good time. I don't know about you boys.
I was having a good time for about 5 laps. No, it's been a good time. You get John and Brandon Lopez are pushing hard right now, trying to catch up to the leaders who are coming out of the pits right now. You got 4 cars in line on the top, but these Trash Panda guys got in line pretty quick.
Yeah, they did a really good job right there. Really good teamwork out of those Trash Panda Autosport guys. We've come to know and see that from them week in and week out. But
at this point, yeah, you might want John and Brandon. I'm not going to say directly you, because I normally would do that, but John and Brandon need to probably stay in the pack to save some fuel to connect these stops to the stop to the finish.
Absolutely.
As well as Ira Kohlhaas. But Ira is going through the middle right now.
Take it, brother.
He's like he wants that lead right back. I don't know if he'll make it to the finish doing that, but he's going to try.
Yeah, I'm already at like 17 laps on fuel, so it's with about 20 to go.
That might be Ira's strategy here, is try to run everyone out of gas. I mean, if you make everyone push to keep up, then maybe everyone will have to make one more stop. But
if I can
we'll have to
stay
see what
right
these-
here, I can keep it at half throttle, and we're still kind of gaining on Marchese in front of me, but I've really got to stretch this just a little bit further. And then we'll see when the guys start to take off. We'll have about 16
Looks like-
in the tank as we come around the stripe with 18 to go, so I'm about 2 laps short.
Looks like Greg is going to try to drop to the back of the pack to save that fuel, potentially. Those,
it's a very interesting place to be here for most of these guys, as you see Ira Kohlhaas, and I believe he's being pushed by Joe Tardif. No, it's not Joe Tardif.
yeah.
It's Brandon Massey.
Yeah.
Brandon Massey
Massey's
out there out front, and he's a lap down right now, but
Yeah.
he is giving Ira Kohlhaas a big push right now.
And see, if I'm Ira, I like it, but I want to sit behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Greg McConey having to drop back to the back of the pack right there. Ira Kohlhaas able to use that draft he's getting from Brandon Massey to get a pretty good lead right now. I mean, about 1.2 seconds. Increase that a ton here over the last lap, though. 3.3 seconds in front now here on lap 97.
Uh-oh.
Kirby's pulling out now. Nobody wants to lead this line. John, you might end up leading this line here in a minute, but you don't want to lead it either.
I do not. I do not have the fuel to lead this line right now. And the thing is, even with Ira that far out, we should still be able to catch once we put the throttle down, have a good pack. We'll catch a 2-car pack pretty quickly, and we'll also have a little bit of fuel able to push. I'm afraid he might run out of fuel before.
Yeah,
His race.
I don't believe those two will make it to the finish.
I mean,
They stopped even before you.
Eighth right now.
Yeah, they stopped even earlier, so
Yeah, right now I have 14 laps in the tank and about 16 and a half to go.
Just heard Greg McConey come over the radio here, experiencing some internet issues right now, which seems to have been kind of an ongoing problem for a lot of guys tonight. But really, unfortunately, Greg's been very last night having to deal with this here at the end of this race. Not what you want to be seeing, especially while you're trying to strategize and try to make something happen.
As As long as he's able to stick with the pack, I think he should be all right. But I am just trying to hold this bumper here, Frank Marchese, without pushing the gas too hard.
Do you think at this point it's really just going to come down to a who runs out of gas and who doesn't?
Yup. And right now, Kinsley Smith is not in a good spot.
If everyone runs out of gas, Ira Kohaas is in a great spot because he made the decision that it's not going to be able to make it on fuel, and so just go. I don't hate it either. I mean, it's worth the risk to go out there and try to pull away, especially if you think, well, especially if you know you have to stop again.
I was gonna say, if you're Ira at this point, you're just trying to build up this big giant lead because you have to assume that everyone else is gonna run out of gas as well. And so if you're gonna have to bring it in anyway, get a 10-second lead, bring it down, get a couple gallons of fuel, and then just basically pray to God at that point that nobody else decides to bring it down pit road and hope that everybody else runs out.
Well,
You gotta hope that everybody runs out, and I don't know if that's gonna happen either. Right now, I am about a lap, 1.2 laps short as it stands right now.
Which 1.2 laps short is not exactly where you're wanting to be. As you're starting to see everybody scatter out just a little bit here.
Nobody wants to lead.
Kinsley goes high. Kinsley Smith goes high. John Smith now goes high.
Yeah, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this.
Oh, they're slowing down so much. You got to pull it back. They're still not catching you.
Yeah, we're going to have to pit pretty soon here. I'm going to burn gas. So is Frank.
So you going to push it now?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. We're going to have to pit in this position. I think if we're going to do this, we're going to go ahead and pit now.
Or that. Looks like Frank Marchese willing to run with John Smith out front.
So what I'm doing now is I know that he's going to draft with me, but we're going to take the high side and make him burn as much fuel as possible using the highest side of the track. Everybody else is going to follow. They're going to burn more fuel. So our plan is to pit. We're going to take fuel, but we're going to make them burn as much fuel as possible in the process.
Interesting.
And they're not going to like riding on this high side for very long, so I'm going to see how long this lasts. We'll pit next time by. And it is a gamble, but they're short as it is, and we're making them burn even more. You see the guys jump low right there.
Yeah, Frank going back down to the low side there. It's like most everybody goes with him. Zach Baker, Brandon Lopez all going down to the low side as well.
Meanwhile, this is still all a battle for second. Ira Kohaas is
13 seconds out front.
Get ready for it. Here we come.
And also has to make a pit stop.
John Smith decides to bring it down pit road. Team Trash Panda staying out there, led by Frank Marchese with Zach Baker right behind him. Brandon Lopez also there in the mix. Kinsley Smith, Joe Tardif, Greg McConey, Kirby Wainscott, all trying to push to see if they can make it on fuel here on lap 104. Ira Kohaas in that number 29 car still out front by almost 13 seconds. Most of us thinking there's not a shot on God's green earth that he has the gas to make it. Maybe we'll be surprised. Ira Kohaas and Brandon Massey bringing it down pit road.
Nobody else in the other pack has decided to pit. Zach
Now,
Baker and Frank Marchese pulled away a little bit.
Now, Ira Kohlhaas and John Smith now just praying at this point that somebody, anybody, runs out of gas. Zach Baker now out at the front of this race. Frank Marchese right behind him. Kensley Smith in third. Joe Tardif in fourth. Greg McConey in fifth. Kirby Wainscott in sixth. Brandon Lopez, seventh. Zach Baker jumps out to the high side. He's trying to get back into line here. Doesn't want to be at the front.
Unfortunately, the other two people that John would want to draft with are already on the backstretch. This front pack is now running 55-second laps. They have slowed the pace down to a snail's crawl.
And
It kind of reminds me of Brandon Lopez trying to make it to the finish of Charlotte. He's now at the back of the pack.
Very similar. Very, very similar.
we're gonna we're gonna get faster than just off ourselves sitting here. I was 1.2 seconds faster than that pack last lap.
Which is crazy because, I mean, like you said, they've slowed it down to a snail's pace. Most of the Trash Panda pack bringing it down pit road. Frank Marchese coming down. Kensley Smith, Zachary Baker, Joe Tardif, Greg McConey electing to stay out. Kirby Wainscott bringing it down. Ira Kohlhaas able to keep it out. Now Ira Kohlhaas and Greg McConey, the only ones out there on the track.
Brandon Lopez is still out there.
Brandon did keep it out.
Oh, car spinning, hits the wall. Not sure who that was. Some car spun coming out of the pits there.
Yeah, it was Joe Tardif. He spun by himself. Single car spin. We don't throw yellows for those, unfortunately for Joe. Look at that. How about that?
Come on, Frank.
You guys have a long way to go to catch up. Ira Kohlhaas is already... Where are they at? Middle 1 and 2 right now? Exiting turn 2?
So Brandon Lopez and Greg McConey out at the front of this thing, 1 and 2, all by themselves.
Ira Kohlhaas is closing in on them right now. Still a little ways away, but 6 seconds. When
being helped by the lap down car of number 65 of Brandon Massey.
Well, they just backed off a lot. I don't know what happened there.
The strategy play of Brandon Lopez and Greg McConey trying to save as much gas as possible.
Well, we can catch them in 5 laps. I just need a little bit of help. Don't do that. I don't understand that, but
Only 4 laps left to go in this race.
I'll kill everybody's run right here.
In the 29, Ira Kohlhaas made it all the way back to the lead. That's impressive.
So my runs here are only going to get me 2 car lengths, so we're just size them up there to see what we can do. Whoa! I don't know what that's about either, but we ride, baby.
18 seconds behind the race leaders is John Smith, Zach Baker, Kinsley Smith, Frank Marchese, and Kirby Wainscott. Ira Kohlhaas ran a 51.266. Last time by, Greg McConey 51.827. Brandon Lopez 51.972. Greg McConey up at the front, got a little bit of help from Joe Tardif. Ira Kohlhaas still about 1.7 seconds ahead. Got some help from Brandon Massey right now. That second pack now 15 seconds behind here on lap 112.
Just pulled in a good 7 seconds on Brandon Lopez. Still closing in, down to 7.5.
I don't know if Brandon's going to make it to the finish. He's going to try his best.
Down to 6 seconds now on Lopez.
You're all going to pass him. I'm not sure if he's going to make it.
He's doing his best out there. I don't know that he's going to actually get it done. Ira Kohlhaas out front has almost a 5-second lead on Greg McConey right now. Brandon Lopez just got passed up by that second pack, led by Frank Marchese.
Battle for second and third. Do we allow pushing on the last lap? Oh, watch out, watch out!
We'll take P5.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
Hey, do we allow pushing on the last lap? Because I think Greg was getting pushed the whole last lap by Joe Tardif.
Oh, we allow pushing anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
I've got 0.6 of fuel left.
An impressive run by Ira Kohlhaas to show up here and get this win. First race too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What a run. And a lot of great help from Brandon Massey. Burning it down together.
Well, that is going to do it for our POV stream tonight. we will have this live broadcast to you by Wednesday night sometime and post it there. Not sure if we're going to do a live version of it or a pre-recorded. We record it earlier and then post it, but we will let you know for sure. And be sure to come back next week to Iowa, where we're going to be doing, I don't know how many laps, but a lot of laps there at Iowa for the third race of the playoffs, and see where these guys go after that and who's going to move up, who's going to move down, especially after this race. I know I will not be taking points for this race at all, so technically I finished last. Zachary Baker moving up to 5th, Marquez moving up to 6th. In the terms of points at least. But yeah, that's going to be just about it for us here tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. And again, we'll have this broadcast out to you in the next 2 days here. So for the last time tonight on the live stream, I've been John.
I've been Baker.
And Hunter went to the bathroom, but we will see you guys next time.
I've been Hunter.
There it is.